In this video, I'll be redesigning sauces from YouTube's spiciest channel, Hot Ones. Hot Ones is a YouTube series where host Sean Evans interviews celebrity guests while they both attempt to eat 10 chicken wings coated in hot sauce. Each wing is paired up with a different hot sauce that starts out on the mild side and ends on a heat level that made Gordon Ramsay cry. Out of those 10 sauces, Hot Ones actually produces and sells these 3. The mildest sauce, called the Classic, one in the middle of the pack, Los Calientes, and the hottest sauce in the lineup, and the one that strikes fear in every guest's heart and stomach, the Last Dab. These are the 3 sauces we'll be redesigning today, so buckle up, grab some milk, and get ready to redesign Hot Ones. Looking at these 3 sauces individually, their designs are nice, but to me, they don't really feel like a cohesive brand. Each bottle has a very different visual style, and the Hot Ones logo is displayed in wildly different ways in each case. I want to give these bottles a design that anyone can look at and instantly recognize them as all being from the same Hot Ones brand. The first thing I want to do is fix the shape of the bottle. A really skinny bottle like this cuts down on the amount of space you have for a design, and it forces you to make most of your content really small, as you can see by the tiny text used everywhere on the original design. Going with a bottle that's less tall, but a bit more wide, will expand our design real estate while leaving the amount of sauce in the bottle unchanged. Anytime I redesign something, I like to break down the information used on the original design and see which items are necessary and which aren't. On the Classic bottle, the obvious necessary items are the Hot Ones logo and the name of the sauce. We're also legally required to include the words hot sauce on the package, as well as the net weight of the product. It also looks like this sauce is all natural, vegan, and gluten-free, all of which will be good selling points we'll want to include. Other items like this heat with heart quote and just the right spice are unnecessary in my opinion, and most people probably wouldn't even bother reading them. With our core elements in hand, we can start laying out our new design. First, I'll make some quick sketches of our main elements for us to work with. And I do know that I want this flaming chicken to be a big part of the design since it's the most memorable part of the brand. Down in this corner seems to be the only place it can really go if I want to make it nice and large. Then I can put Hot Ones here at the top in big letters so it's the first thing that people see. But to make sure the text isn't overly covered by the flame, I'll tilt it some, which should give it a more fun, playful feeling. Now we need to put the sauce name somewhere, and I think here inside the flame would be perfect. It helps draw attention to the name and creates this nice metaphor like this flame is being caused by the sauce. Finally, the empty space down here will work perfectly to fit in all of our other text. Moving along, we can begin replacing these sketches with final design elements. So let's start off by getting a bold, fun font for our text. And for that, I want to show you a cool technique you can use to give pretty much any font a looser, hand-drawn look. Simply find a font you like, type out all of the letters, and then export them as a decently low resolution image. Import that image into your vector program of choice and run an image trace function on it. This will create a new vector version of your font, but with slight imperfections caused from the low resolution of your image. Of course, this does mean you'll have to place every letter by hand since they're just vector objects now, so you might want to only use this technique for short titles and headlines. Just like this one. Now, I'll color in the chicken with a subtle beige, along with the appropriate yellow and red parts. And I'll make the Hot Ones that same beige to help these 2 elements feel connected. Going off the color scheme of the original package, we could go with either a yellow background and a red flame, or a red background with a yellow flame. Both of these could probably work, but I do think the red version provides a better contrast with the text and the chicken body. Of course, we might want to darken the red areas of our chicken just to make sure they stand out enough. For the text inside the flame, I made a custom font by hand painting some straight, blocky letters. And it's at this point I realized that all of our other text isn't going to fit in this tiny little area. But we can at least squeeze in the net weight and the vegan and gluten-free text if we break them up like this. And this empty spot at the top seems like the perfect place for the all-natural text. To make it look less cluttered though, we can use a container, like this fun little badge. And maybe we can even throw in an icon to represent that naturalness. And last but not least, we've got to find somewhere to put the hot sauce text. It needs to go at the bottom to maintain our visual hierarchy, which means I'll need to shift everything else up and squeeze it in. To help push our design just a little bit further, I want to make a couple of tweaks. First, I'll add a small shadow to give our chicken some more depth. And to get a similar result with the fire, a faint highlight and a subtle drop shadow will do just the trick. I'll also add in a couple of tiny fire sparks to help make the flame feel more alive. And finally, I'll cut out some holes in the logo and the flame to give the whole thing a more rustic look and a bit of texture. Now that we've finished our redesign of the Classic bottle, we can use it as the foundation for our other 2 sauces. The key to creating a cohesive product line is to keep most of the design the same across all the products, but change just enough to make each of them unique. For example, changing the background colors, and of course, giving them the appropriate names. The main problem in this case is that there's no way to tell how hot each of these sauces are in relation to one another. Right now we're using this flame to tell the customer that this sauce is hot, so maybe if we make each flame look more intimidating than the last, people should be able to see that these sauces are getting hotter as they move down the line. We'll stick with this as our base flame for the mildest sauce. For the next level, we can add multiple layers of fire and bring out the red and orange tones of the flame to make it look even more intense. For our last one though, the only way I can think of making it even more extreme is to use something like a nuclear cloud, instead of just a bigger flame. And I'll adjust the font on that to better match the roundness of the cloud shape. If all this fire is coming from our chickens' mouths, I think they should act like it. I'll tone down the eyes on this first one so he only looks a bit distressed instead of dead, and I'll give the second one a much redder face. And if our last chicken is busting out a nuke cloud, he's probably just gonna be a pile of bones. And before I show you the final presentation, I just wanna say that if you enjoy this channel and you want me to keep making these videos, then please subscribe. Something so easy as clicking that little button makes an enormous difference. And also, turn on notifications, please. So without further ado, here's our new design for Hot Ones hot sauces. I think we've got a really fun, creative look that would instantly be recognizable in the store or online. So once again, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like on this video if you did like it. You can check out another design video right here. And if you have any suggestions for future designs, just let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.